This week on Twende,
we travel back in time and step inside this piece of history. We tell you why this instrument resonates with melodies from the past.
Wakapewa kama gift when they wedded around 1934-1935. The lady loved music.
We get to dive deep into the wild. We show you how science and nature collide in the most unexpected ways and take you to a hidden sanctuary, a place where life begins. Welcome to another exciting adventure here on Twende. Last week, we had a blast exploring the iconic Thompson Falls. This week, we are switching gears to dive into the fascinating story of a nearby gem, Thompson's Falls Lodge. This place is not just a lodge, it's a living piece of history, wrapped in nature's beauty. But before we get to this piece of history, simnakumbuka last week tulisema Nyahururu was originally known as Enaigurur. But vile wazungu, Europeans walikuja, they struggled with the pronunciation. Wakakuwa na shida ya matamshi. So they renamed it Nyahururu. And just like that, history was written because of someone else's tongue deficiencies. And talking of history, in the early 1930s, the lodge was born as Barry's Hotel, courtesy of the Barry brothers, Ernest and his brother Bill. But the allure of the falls that are next to the lodge was too strong to ignore. Last week we explained how Joseph Thompson, a Scottish explorer with a knack for adventure, went naming things after himself and named the falls Thompson Falls in 1833. Eventually, the hotel embraced its iconic neighbor and became Thompson's Falls Lodge.
Thompson Falls Lodge. Lodge, yeah. Okay, yeah. Who Thompson ako hapa saizi?
Thompson hayuko.
Hayuko?
Hayuko. Alitoka huko 1883 huko. After ameenda expeditions zake. He came named this place.
Yeah.
Later, kukakuja jamaa alikuwa anajiita Ernest.
Ernest
Bacalog. Yeye ndo founder hapa.
So si Thompson alijenga.
Thompson alipita tu akaname
hizo falls.
The fold.
Yeah.
Na kaenda.
Yeah.
Ernest came.
Did Ernest name it Ernest Lodge ama ali name Thompson?
Ali name Barry's.
Yeah.
Initially it was Barry's Thompson Falls.
Or Barry's?
Yes, Barry's Thompson Falls.
Yeah.
Later imekuja ikichange. Ikanenywa Nyahururu Falls.
Yeah.
Then right now it's called Thompson Falls Lodge.
Hiyo Barry's ilitoka wapi?
Barry's ilikuwa Ernest had a brother.
Yeah.
Alikuwa anaitwa Bill.
Yeah.
Na alikuwa hotelia huko majuu.
Yeah.
So when he vile ali-initiate kufungua hii hotel, they took the name. Barry's is a group of hotels.
Group of hotels.
Barry's
got it. Yeah.
Falls.
Okay. Yeah. So pole kene ikenda. Kuna time iliitwa Nyahururu.
Imeitwa Nyahururu Falls after independence.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to kuondoa hiyo jina Beberu.
Yeah.
But now tukachukua jina Thompson Falls Lodge because it's a great falls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So this was this what they started with?
Yeah, he started with this.
Yeah.
Alikuwa anaita banda.
Okay.
Cottages.
Yeah.
Cottage.
Yeah.
So he built the first one.
Yeah.
Juu hiyo time kulikuwa na Great Depression.
Yeah.
The money ilikuwa he involved his brother Bill.
Yeah.
Alikuwa anakaa text,
yeah,
mail, nini amesaidia.
Yeah.
When he finished this, juu hakuwa na do za kujenga huko, akaanza ku mail brother yake. So there and there wakakuwa na
hata walikuwa na mchango.
Alikuwa na mchango.
Now let us take a moment and appreciate where we are. This lodge isn't just about history, it's about nature too. From up here, you can see how beautifully it's tucked into around 10 acres of greenery. And that mist rising from Thompson Falls is a perfect blend to gaze upon. Unaweza dhani ni special effects tumeweka kwa edit. Hapana, it's nature's own magical filter. The pathway leading to the lodge is serene with these trees lining the way perfectly. The grass is green and fresh. Kama tu nature's own version of a red carpet, but way better. Look at these beauties over here. I can spot the weeping willow, cypress, and palms. These are the exotic trees. Now you might be wondering, sasa exotic trees ni nini Jora? Well, wacha niseme, they are like tree tourists, ama tourist trees. They're not originally from here, but have made Kenya their home. For example, the weeping willows are from China, and the cypress trees are originally from the Mediterranean, but they have adapted well here. The exotic trees don't just sit here pretty, by the way. They are also eco-superheroes. Like other trees, they clean the air by taking in carbon dioxide and giving us oxygen. So tunaweza sema hii lodge imesurroundiwa na lungs za majuu pia. So ukilala hapa utapumua hewa safi, both local and international. So unakumbuka, we breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide, and trees take up your carbon dioxide and tupea oxygen. Sindio? So mnakumbuka hivyo? Ama siku hizi kwa hii curriculum mnafunzwa nini? Ngoja, please don't throw stones. Ni swali tu. Stepping inside the lodge feels like you have literally traveled back in time. Most of the original structures are still intact, from these wooden floors to the antique staircases and wall hangings.
Sawa tadu.
Ile mbao ilitumiwa hapa has stood strong for nearly a century. Proof that old wood never dies. It just gets polished. Ama ningesema old is gold. Anywho, the only thing they need to do now is to maintain it. Ka sandpaper na ka varnish hapa na pale, just to keep this classic charm alive.
Hapa Waafrika walikuwa allowed ku?
Back then ilikuwa place wa beberu, the chiefs wakienda Lake Victoria walikuwa napitiaga hapa, the soldiers wakienda huko.
Lakini mtu wa kawaida ange.
Blacks were not allowed.
Ni huko nje.
Hata Nyahururu mzima. Yeah.
Na si mmesikia black people are not allowed in this lodge back then. Hawa whites walikuwa wametukalia kweli kweli in our own land. Uzuri maumau pia walisema must go. Lakini wacha tuseme tu, fast forward to today.
Karibu.
The lodge has kept its historical charm, but ditched the color-coded rules, and that is why I am here. Here you will find wooden structures that have seen generations and have heard whispers of the past.
Kwanza hii ndio ilikuwa private room. Hii sasa
ilikuwa ya wazito, veterans wakienda kupigana, kama wanaenda Turkana, kama wanaenda coast. They used to come here. Wanapiga vileo zao. Wanajibamba.
Alafu na huu Ernest alikuwa umesema alikuwa hotelia.
Alikuwa Ernest alikuwa karao,
alikuwa karao.
Yes.
Brother yake alikuwa hotelia. Usai ya Baris.
Yes.
Oh, got it.
So Ernest vile alitoka, vile kulikuwa na depression, so akaona ukarao ni kama ifanyi haimuingi fiti.
Hata wengi walikuja huko. Na niulize alipigana na Mau. Is there any record of whether he fought or he contributed to the war?
His story after amejenga huku ndo alirudi tena akakuwa reinstated at Mombasa.
Okay.
At Mombasa akakufa 1942. So the story ya kuwa reinstated kukuwa karao ni hiyo ya Mombasa.
Mombasa. Na by the 42 Kali past 42 hakuwa necessarily involved. Na sisa or rather sisa.
This gem right here is not just an instrument. It's a time machine. Get it? All the musicians watching, did you get that signature? Back to the history. This is a piece of history that still resonates with the melodies from the past. But wait, this piano does not just play music. It comes with a love story. And who doesn't like a good love story? This was actually a wedding gift to Ernest Barry and his wife Marjorie after they tied the knot.
Kuna piano.
Ini ya hiyo?
Yeah, it's a 1921.
Or 1921. So alileta.
Yeah, walileta. So the guy apparently Ernest alikuja akapatana na another family. Walikuwa naishi Nanyuki. Or ni wawetu Nanyuki. And she met her lover. She was called Majuo. Yeah.
Oh, Ernest akafall in love.
Yes. So akapewa kama gift when they wedded around 1934, 1935. The lady loved music.
Oh, okay.
So iliachwa hapa. Kama it's also a antique thing.
Lakini yenyewe ni from 1921. It's
a 1921 make.
Chapelle.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Imagine a gift this timeless, still standing strong while generations come and go. I cannot imagine the number of hands that have played this piano and made music with these same keys. Na ndio mimi hapa, touching the same keys. Yani, watu wameenda lakini hii piano imebaki.
Kuna wale wanasema, unaweza cheza piano ama kucheza nayo.
Ama kuchezwa nayo.
Haya, sawa.
Sema one. Dixon, 1, 2, hit it. Sema hivyo.
Sema 1, 2, hit it. Nice.
Najua wanasemanga that walls have ears. Ebu fikiria if they actually could talk, what stories they would tell about the songs created or souls it lifted on this masterpiece. Na by the way, mtu wa hii rangi yangu angeguza hii piano hizo enzi, sijui kama ningelan kufly hapo kwa falls juu hapo ndio ningerushwa.
Ilikuwa langu.
Ebu tuendelee before ni catch feelings a revolution. Ernest later added 2 more bandas, ama ukipenda cottages, but life took a turn and he passed away in 1942, leaving his wife Marjorie to manage the lodge. Lakini it was too much for her. And by 1945, she handed it over to new management.
So sasa hizi zilikuwa za 19?
Hizi ni za 1931. Built together with the other ones, the other 2. So
Marmanet Cottage.
Marmanet Cottage.
Marmanet.
We changed the name later. He built that one, the farthest there was the second he built. Then akajenga hizi zingine mbili.
Oh, okay. Okay. Hii brick ni ile ile.
What we just do ni kuifill tena. So unaona inatokana, they are cheap, zina cheap. So we just...
Is there something special about this brick?
Yeah, this brick, history says, they say a bullet wouldn't pass through it.
Oh,
so that's
bulletproof.
why he chose. Yeah, it's bulletproof.
Karibuni. These bandas are like walking into a time capsule. Everything here screams vintage vibes. You can almost feel Ernest Barry's presence in these walls. Yani, it's like history decided to stay and chill.
Wow. So hii ni ya hizo enzi.
Hiyo ni hizo enzi.
Yes.
Nothing has been touched.
Hii ilikuwa hapo.
Hivyo vile iko.
Haya. So hata hii key ni ya huko.
Hata hiyo key hiyo time.
Inafungua aje?
Sasa hiyo ndo tricks.
Wow.
So back then wako wanatumia these hangers. They used to use
wana mahooks. Oh, sasa tunaweka tu kiga.
Unaweka tu kiga yako.
Unaweka tunatoa jacket yako hivi.
Hata wasiona iko na nini yao.
So na hang.
This lodge has pieces of history that hold stories of family, resilience, and legacy. And honestly, me walking through them feels nostalgic, even though I was never there to begin with.
Unaona hata sijui kuingia.
Unaingia.
Zili vile sitaki kuchafuana.
Au unaweza ingia tu ina shida. Just washing. So your bathtub there is easy. It has not been changed. It has not been touched.
After soaking in the beauty and history of Thompson Falls Lodge, we are now heading to Pumwani nyingine ya elephants. But let me tell you, the crowds were feeling generous and we almost cancelled filming because it was raining. With high altitude areas, the weather is kinda unpredictable, so we almost thought our filming plans would be washed away. But hey, sisi ni twende, na twende ni sisi. By all means, lazima we make sure we get you content, so we geared up in raincoats, ready to hike and explore hii Pumwani ya ndovu.
Right now, we can't use our normal equipment kwa sababu ya mvua. So what we need to do, number one, is to protect ourselves first. So tunavaa, ona Magi amevaa raincoat.
Na iko na hoodie. Ndio hiyo hoodie nimejihame.
Dixon jionyeshe. Onesha raincoat yenye umevaa. Turn camera. Ndio hiyo. Yeah. Mbao atakaa hapa. Kwa sababu hata sometimes mbao ikishika maji haikuangi poa, si ndio?
Kuna uhakika? Marmanet is not just a forest. Hapa ndio nature na science collide in the most fascinating way. Hii ni maternity ward ya elephants, a place where mama elephants check in to deliver their calves, nurse them and prepare them for life in the wild. We can say it is a jungle full of secrets, and trust me, we are here to hear and see it all. But before we get to hike down to the maternity place,
we are in for a surprise, but we're not escorted na KWS na kuna guns. So we're in the wild. We're in the wild, lazima ukwe umakilike. Mbona na hema? Jokes.
Marmanet is not your average picnic spot, but rather a wild expanse with real stakes and other dangers. So we rolled in with armed security and local guides who know this place inside out.
So right now we're going for a briefing because now we're in the wild and we have to be obviously rules that we do not have as domestic human beings. So tusikize.
Najua mko karibu kuniuliza mbona Marmanet Forest and not just any other forest. Hapa secret is in the trees.
Hata hiyo mtu anaenda analetoa nenda wanabambua hiyo maganda yake, wanachibota paka mizizi kama ni dawa, wanamletea mahali yako. Chakula wanamletea pale, maji wanamletea pale mpaka siku 8 zipite. After the 8th day ndio wanaanza kumufa na wako katoto kadogo wakienda. Alafu all that process is being led by the matriarch. The oldest elephant in that group, because they move as families. Ndio. So wakati unaona kuna maternity yao hapa, it means kuna mti ambao wanaamini iko ni dawa around that area. So that wakati anajifungua wanatumia hiyo mti kama dawa hivyo mpaka ile kata anaanza kumove.
Marmanet is home to unique medicinal plants like African olive, cedar and podocarpus trees that are more than just beautiful. They are nature's pharmacy. After giving birth, mama elephants chew on these plants and feed them to their calves. It's like immunizing babies, but jungle style.
They do immunization to the newborn, to the newborn. So there are shrubs that they dig out. Vitu kama viazi, wanatafuna, then wakati anamnyonyesha, anamwagia, so kana meza pamoja na maziwa. After it gets strong, so zinaanza kumove sasa. But this must spend some time in that area. About a week also, wako kwa area hiyo tu na wale wengine wako karibu. If it's water, they go to the river, wanachota maji na hiyo trunk yake, wanamletea that way. Anakuwa nast mpaka mtoto wako na nguvu sasa wanahama.
These plants boost immunity for the newborns while helping moms recover from delivery. Let's bring it closer home. See, mnajua when a baby is born, kuna immunizations that take place to help them build immunity. Hata elephants wanahitaji hiyo immunity for their calves. Lakini juu wako in the wild, wao wako na jungle pharmacy yao. Lakini niko na swali. Hii miti si ni dawa ya nyama? Maybe it has a cure ya binadamu pia. Could it be that is what herbalists come to look for in the forests?
Labda ni dawa yenye binadamu tunastahili pia tutumie.
Yeah, because I was in Mount Elgon sometimes back. And there are those dorobos that live in the forest. They told me that ukienda ukute miti, ndovu imekula kidogo tu, either the bark or the roots. Kidogo tu na imewacha, that is medicinal. But ukikuta ile imekula sana, that is food. Yeah. So that's how these herbalists walikuwa wanasoma wanajua ini dawa, isi dawa.
These rangers are not just carrying rifles. They are experts at reading elephant behavior, spotting danger before it happens, and keeping us safe from other curious predators.
And in most cases you find that wildlife inauanga mtu ama kujeruhi in self-defense. All wildlife in self-defense. Haina uchokozi in self-defense. In fact, huwa zinakuwa rat. Don't come this way like an elephant now. Ikipiga ile kelele afu ifungue masikio. You know that it is warning you. Don't come closer. We don't want any conflict with you. So you get closer, itakumaliza. Nyoka pia. There is a hissing sound inatoa. Inakuwa because inasikianga mtu akija with vibration. Ama kuna ile inafanya kelele fulani. Go on, don't come.
A local here tells us it approximately takes 45 minutes to hike to the elephant maternity.
Kuna ile sehemu wanga wanaenda wanazalia hapo.
Kunayo pale. Ni hapo ndani ya hiyo cypress. Hapo
Kutoka hapa hadi hapo, kutoka hapa hadi hapo ni kama how many minutes?
Dakika tukiwa tunaenda hivi tu, yani pole tutaharakisha. Sema ita take 30 minutes.
30 minutes kufika hapo.
30 minutes ama ikienda sana because tunaweza simama labda 45.
One touch.
Tuendelee na safari ya Futsubishi. From above, Marmanet may not look as dense as other forests. It has open patches mixed with clusters of towering cedar and podocarpus trees. This makes it easier for elephants to navigate while still providing plenty of shade and food sources. Marmanet Forest covers about 4,500 hectares and is located in Laikipia County near Nyahururu town and is part of an important ecosystem that supports both wildlife and local communities. This forest is crisscrossed by streams that swell into rivers, and since we visited this forest during the rainy season, the rivers are full and we had to jump across it.
Can never be me.
The water here flows from highland springs and eventually joins larger rivers like the Ewaso Narok before heading downstream to meet the mighty Ewaso Nyiro River. This river here is a lifeline for elephants. It's their maternity wards hydration station. For locals, it's water for crops, livestock, and for the forest, let's just say these rivers act like veins, carrying nutrients and keeping the ecosystem alive. Without them, Marmanet's jungle pharmacy wouldn't exist for sure. Wadau, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Pumwani ya Ndovu.
Kumbe ni hapa.
Hapa Ndovu si kuu tu, ni mjukuu. Najua mulikuwa mnangoja kuona a well set up kama ile ya hospital with oxygen machines, bed equipment na kadhalika. Basi tumesema huku ni msituni na wanyama wa msitu do things msitu way, yani differently. And as you can see, different it is. Haya, si basi msikize ni washo. This is an elephant maternity ward, a secluded clearing under a canopy of trees that allows sunlight to filter through gently, creating warm yet shaded environment ideal for nursing calves on sunny days. Branches broken and scattered, a sign of elephant activity. The ground was peppered with fresh elephant dung, unmistakable evidence that these gentle giants frequent this spot to bring new life into the world. If you are uncertain if there are elephants there, just remember what wahenga walisema. If you are unsure, check the manure. Honestly, you could say this place was dung-tastic. Haya, tuendelee basi. Standing here, I'm surrounded by signs of life. This dung tells stories. And did you know that the elephant dung is rich in nutrients and often becomes a substrate for mushrooms to grow? Unaona vile kama hii mushroom imethrive? The rains clearly respected the fact that #Twende was coming to give you content, ya hii show, and we were able to hike and see the elephant maternity. Lakini pia kurudi, hiking up from the forest ilikuwa ngoma, especially if you didn't have the right gear like our producer Maggie.
Hiyo ningeanguka. Ningekuwa solo. Walai.
Ungeanguka.
The ground was slippery and muddy and one could easily fall.
Isipokuwa your knight and shine nama.
But as they say, every crisis is an opportunity. Maggie ended up walking up the aisle. Even after the long hike to the maternity and back, some of the crew had had enough because it had been an entire day of filming. At this point, Jane was completely done. Hakutaka kusikia sijui tunaweza fanya kitu kingine.
Tycoon nataka kukimbia.
On to your marks.
But also in every team, akusangi wale bado, they have a reservoir ya energy. Sijawaita angalia, lakini ndio hawa wana try kurace. As we wrap up our adventure in Marmanet Forest, one thing is clear. This isn't just a forest. This is a sanctuary where life begins, thrives, and connects in ways that leave you in awe. It's amazing to see how these giants pay such meticulous detail to a point where they self-medicate and boost the immunity of the young ones. Marmanet is a place where science and nature collide for sure. And as we leave this maternity ward behind, we carry with us a deeper appreciation of Marmanet Forest, a place where life begins, rivers flow, and a nature that reminds us of its unmatched wisdom. Till next Sunday, the adventure continues.